Take it. Well, Joe, you're not Joe.
I'm not Joe.
Lee, we are in the picks and bans actually for game 2 here, and we already have a couple of picks that don't look too different from last game actually.
Yeah, we are going straight into there. So Maokai being banned out by Moscow 5, as you mentioned, exactly the same as before. Yorick banned out by Curse, exactly the same as before. Will they go for Vladimir ban? I don't know. They've gone for the Urgot ban. That's pretty standard.
Yes, that
going to
makes
make
sense.
sure Genja doesn't get that one, because if there's one player that is good on Urgot, it is Genja. He's a fantastic Genja player. What will be the final pick? Karthus. They were not happy with Karthus in the last game, and that doesn't surprise me.
It's M5 actually. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. Extinct had a Karthus. Yeah, that's a very good point. M5 have first pick, but they don't value Karthus enough to actually first pick themselves. So let's see if Curse want to take the Vladimir away, or maybe if M5 first picks something else and then Curse counter-picked it. I don't know if Anguish actually plays a strong Vladimir, but you would expect a top laner these days to be able to play a Vladimir.
He plays quite a lot of AP champions actually, so it would not surprise me pull something out like that. And do you remember that? I mean, he plays a fantastic Akali as well, which is something we've not seen for quite a while in a tournament play.
And she did get buffed a little bit.
And there's Shyvana ban and immediately the Sona pick. So
no surprises.
It's interesting that they go with that. And you know, the support pick's not a bad pick to start with, but they really love Gosu Pepper right now on Sona.
They actually sometimes they even give him a little bit of farm, which is just so strange, but he performs really, really well. And when Gosu Pepper plays solo queue, you see him play AP carries.
Yes.
And, you know, he's almost up there.
Arams with me.
Or Arams, yeah.
Or against me, I should say with me. He always goes on the opposite side.
And does he
I'm going to kill you, D-Man.
Does he make you cry?
No, I beat him.
All right.
I sent him back and he rage quit on me.
Yep. The Gosu Sona definitely a force to reckon with, and it's just something that can set the tone for the bot lane if you have the enemy support constantly in your face and actually effectively harassing you. It's really, really hard to deal with. And we saw a couple of really good crescendos last game there as well. Actually, Curse waiting until the 5-second mark here. There's a Nunu and an Orianna coming in. Interesting. Nunu is these days, again, it's an open pick because it can go either jungle or support. Both kind of work. Zilean and Jax are open. Are they going to do it?
It's got to be the Zilean Jax combo that they're going to go with. Surely there's something that they've been working with. Oh no, a switch. So that's more of a thought about how is it. Okay, so they are possibly going with the Jax in the top lane, but not the Zilean. Could be the Rise instead. So is that simply a case of, okay, I'm against Orianna? I'm not too sure Zilean would really work against Orianna.
Orianna can probably stay out of bomb range and still put down harassment, and that's what Alex is just thinking about right now. Of course, the synergy is, they're going to leave it open. They're going to leave it open. Nice. The synergy with Zilean and Jax is just so great because Jax jumps in. Can you ever ignore Jax? No, you can't. No. He's just insane. Doesn't even need a weapon. You need to deal with him, and then he's going to come back because of the Zilean ultimate, and then you know what? He's going to come back again because it's Moscow 5 and he's going to have a Guardian Angel.
Yeah. Very good point there. Corki being picked up potentially for Slepe instead while Ezreal is open. So thinking maybe that Ezreal's not going to work out for him, despite the fact that I would say Slepe was probably their best player in the last game on Ezreal. He's been fantastic on him so far. But looking like they need a Corki, which is going to open things up. I wonder why. What in their mindset would make them change that? Is that just simply a case of we are on the red side?
That's the first, that could actually be it. Actually, yes, now that you mention it, that could make quite a big difference. So far, this is a very pokey comp. This could also be a comp that takes it to late game. Orianna and Corki, pretty good wave clear, so it's something that can siege very well. They had a bit of a problem last game there, where once M5 started to push down, they really didn't have that much that could deal with the waves coming in. Oh, there is the Vladimir actually picked up. I'm not entirely sure what they would do with this. Alex Ich has been known to go Bruiser mid lane a couple of times, though. I have actually seen him play a Jax mid.
Yes.
So they might have been thinking that that's what's happening here, and they want to take the Vladimir away from Darien. It's the Jace. Are we actually going to finally see a Jace? I think they teased us with a Jace, didn't they?
Just played Jace before in that bottom lane. He was in the tournament, the King of the Hill one the other day.
Right.
He was playing Jace down that bottom lane. So it's possible, but a lot of teams don't think he's quite that viable just yet. And there is possibly the Zilean again that could come out. So Zilean versus Oriana, how would that stack up in the mid? I mean, like you said, he's not really going to be able to get in the bomb range.
Yeah, if Zilean can get into bomb range, he normally out-shove and out-harass pretty much any AP. You would not believe how much wave clear a double bomb has. I think level 8 or so, if you get the wave close enough together, you can clear the entire wave with a double bomb. And then just go use your speed buff to go to other lanes and gank there. And there we see actually the Ezreal now. They're thinking about it for Genja, and Ezreal Zona is a lane that Moscow 5 plays a lot because it's so pokey, and it is really great at zoning the enemy and just keeping them away from gold range and sometimes even away from experience range. That could be a very tough lane for the potential Nunu Corki. Of course, there could be a Soraka pick now still, and there it is. Wow. It's almost like you're listening to me, so it is going to be a jungle Nunu, and the Soraka is simply the answer to the super poke lane. They're saying they're going hyper poke. I guess they forced the hand. We have to go hyper sustain.
And this opens up the interesting debate. You know, people talk about Moscow 5. Do they throw the games online? Do they sometimes mess things up? You know, this is the strats we see online.
Yep.
This is what they play online.
Yes.
They're not hiding anything. They just, sometimes the results don't go their way. They are not the unstoppable machine that some people
they're not
thought they were. Or they once were. I say some people, they were actually an unstoppable machine at one point. They seem to have, people have figured them out. Certainly the European teams have figured them out. I don't know about the American teams just yet.
They haven't had enough chance, I think. They are actually human and they will bleed if you poke them, but please don't try it because that would probably be illegal. But they are, yes, they've lost some of their spell after DreamHack, I would say, especially the 2-0 at the hands of Crs.eu. 3 of whom are sitting just in front of us watching this game right now. That might have taken some of the shine off there, but that last game still looked pretty strong. And now we're going to see that fabled Zilean Jax combo. And if they can make this work well, Crs are in a really, really tough spot, and especially since they've had a couple of picks that seemed to be forced onto them. The Vladimir as a counter pick, the Corki maybe, you said it was potentially forced onto them. The Soraka, I'm very certain, was an actual force due to the poke lane. They may not be playing with the exact lineup that they want, whereas Moscow 5, I think they are.
Yeah, and you talk about this, I mean, you're going to have Jax jumping in, almost certainly going to get a Guardian Angel at some point, if we get to that point in the game. So you're going to have the Guardian Angel and the Zilean ulti bringing him back to life. That's a nasty Jax in the way all the time.
Yeah.
Nice. Didn't realize we were on camera, I'm guessing.
That's fine.
Strolls on past like a boss. And also you've got Diamond Proxy in there, so you're going to have quite a few people in their faces shoving them.
Yeah.
Now, Vladimir is obviously going to try and Sanguine Pull and get the hell out of there. You've got Corki and Valkyrie the hell out of there again.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of escape there. Ari could use... Where did I bring Ari from?
Oriana
is the one I was...
She can use the shield, though.
Oriana will shield up and try and pull them all in to keep them in one place, but I'm just not sure. I mean, you're going to have the Nunu ulti going off. Not really going to do a lot. Generally on the jungler. Generally, he's not going to be very strong. But the Nunu jungle is a great thing to see. I mean, it's a return to Season 1, isn't it?
It is very much. And we were joking about it yesterday. RNA should be so happy he's back in the competitive scene. And his Nunu is also back. I like the Nunu as well. People, like I've been saying, people have discovered the value of attack speed debuffs recently. And the Ice Blast, of course, is an attack speed debuff as the teams get a little bit of applause from the audience here. I just have to say, Lee, the audience... brilliant here. The way that they applaud even dragon pickups, it's just such a great atmosphere. So yeah, we're gonna have to see how that Nunu will do. He will come in and into ganks with a lot of slow there from his Ice Blast. If the lanes can actually follow up, that could be interesting. Diamond now very, very close to them. But they did ping it, so yep, both teams ping each other. They know exactly where they are. Yeah,
Maluna just did the laugh as well, so they're well aware. They're well aware that he is in there. We're going to have heard that one. Slepper shown himself as well. Diamond Proc still just about moves away from the queue.
Standing in vision now, of course.
Standing in vision. They know it's there. 1 minute gone into this. If you've just joined us, it is Crs versus Moscow 5. The semi-finals here at the European Challenger Circuit, Poland, here in Warsaw. Very, very hot Warsaw. And we are in a awesome complex, I've got to be honest. I'm really happy with this. And if it's anything like yesterday, I've not been able to see outside, but there's probably just as many people outside watching the big screen outside as are in here watching the big screen in here.
I came to the mall this morning. There were people queuing outside the mall. There was a huge mob of people queuing outside the mall. That's good.
It's a beautiful, interesting problem that Riot Games have generated. they can't get venues big enough currently in cities.
Yeah, they'll just have to build their own.
Yeah. Ooh, there's future plans for Season 3 right there. You heard it on the stream. They're building their own stadium.
That would be nice.
It would be very nice. Here we go. So Crs are in the red team, but Moscow 5 in the blue team. There you see the Wolves being taken away by Darian and Diamond Prox. The Golems were picked up. No invades, no stopping them this time, like Moscow 5 did on Crs. They were interrupting them. The bomb is going to go off on that blue. There's the counter-strike, and Darian will go away. So a lot of help coming out on Diamond Prox here, so I expect him to be not using Smite. Let's just have a keep our eye on that one. Yeah, he's not going to be using the Smite, so possibly going to go for that quick red and maybe early ganks.
Yeah, he is definitely a jungler who can do this and who can make an early difference, and we would probably want to see this once again in a top lane. This time Vladimir is on the enemy team. You want to stop Vladimir, and if you want to stop Vladimir, you need to do it in the early levels where any kind of harass will stick and will actually force the champion to go home to base. And Angush did not play too badly on that kill. I'll just have to keep saying it. Even though he was way behind and the enemy got a couple of kills for free, he did a pretty good job, so they need to be a little bit concerned about if he can do a good job with Vladimir. Maybe he can take Jax out of the equation, and then underfed Jax jumping in and getting rebirth. Not as scary, of course, as a fed Jax. Diamond just walking past ward there in Tribush, so Crs should be just fine here if they actually paid attention and saw it. Nunu is waiting in the wings as well in mid lane. Not gonna be anything. Actually, Slepper is forced to Valkyrie away, but that's it. And that's a comparatively short cooldown, means 16 seconds or so. It's gonna be fine. And Maluno showing himself now at top, and he's actually in a good position. Going off for the down, immediately going into the brush to make sure that the Ice Blast comes out a little bit later. Angush coming actually in maybe for 1E or so, not even for 1E. The Counter-Strike misses as well, and nothing happens whatsoever.
Yeah, so Genji getting aggressive down the bottom lane there. You can see Slepper having to get away from that one. Didn't see the Valkyrie actually down because it was still going to be on cooldown from before. He's back available now. And they're trying to keep Gosu Pepper out of that bush. Darian's doing the same. He's got a pesky Nunu in that bush, which he's trying to beat out with his his rather large stick. It's Vandal Jax, isn't it?
Yes,
I think that one he's on at the moment. And Genji again keeping the damage down on Slepper, causing problems. We saw the Ezreal of Slepper, and we're seeing now the Ezreal of Genji. And Genji, ironically, never uses a skin. He's always on the default skin.
Yep.
It's no good for you guys.
Alex Ish did get a bomb down onto Extinct, but somehow Extinct is actually managing to make more of his harass stick against Alex Ish right now. And Cillian is going to hit a sort of a power peak around level 8 or 9 when he maxes when he maxes his bombs. So far, let me see, the CS is looking a little bit of an advantage for M5 there, and there might be another gank at top, but Darian did not burn Flash, so he still has Flash available. And let's not forget, Diamond is just around the corner there as well. So if Maluno goes in for a gank, it could be a very nice counter gank for...
Oh, they're going to go Tribush. They're going to go into Tribush and meet each other. Diamond Prox comes around. They're not sure if he realised that Maluno was there, but he got an Ice Blast in his face. That means he's going to push away. They're actually going to go for it here? That doesn't make sense to me. I think he just wants a bit of lane taxing. That's all he's doing. Diamond Prox just going to push that, shove that farm in their face, keep him at range. They've still got the double buff on. A good jump on towards Angus there. Actually, Angus taking down quite a low health there. It means he's going to have to back away. So these lanes at the moment, very even. Junglers both in the same spot. Nobody picking anything up. Alex is very much out of mana as well. So that bomb's continuing on Extinct though. So he seems to be winning out that lane at the moment in the early phase, which does surprise me a little bit.
Extinct shields himself up whenever he can, but somehow Alex is, he's doing a better job. And oh, we can see top lane Angush almost stepping forward enough. There it is. Counter-Strike is going to hit. Bear Stun is also going to hit. Angush going super low. The Ignite is ticking on him, and they are flashing in for him, but there is the flash after pool. Perfectly played from Angush. And there is Maluno right now to potentially turn around a little bit, but he's probably just going to push them away.
Yeah, the heal came out. That's an important thing. We didn't actually pick up on that at the start, though. So, yeah, it's interesting how a lot of people do pick up that heal in lane these days. Extinct forced to go back earlier as well.
Yep.
Everybody pretty much went boots on Moscow 5. You can see boots and pots all the way. Good armor penetration on Genji there. Immediately turns around, gets that attack speed debuff on towards him. So it's an interesting lane how this one could work out. They're going to, again, exchanging blows. We've seemed to have switched to the top. Cheers for that, Garage. Go back down towards that bottom. Genji and Slepper definitely having a bit of a highlight reel at the moment. See if they can pull anything off. Jax has backed away at top lane, so we're going to stick with this bottom lane. But it's definitely going to be an open one this time. So Ezreal on 41 CS, Corki on 30, and again you can see the aggression of Gosu Pepper getting in their face, but Zinnik is definitely holding a much better sustain in this lane.
Top lane Maluna has shown himself again. It looks like they want to do some damage to the tower. I'm not entirely sure why Maluna is still hanging around there. They are showing where he is, so Diamond could react if he wanted to. The bot lane, once again, Cynic definitely has more sustain, and we can see that now Genja is starting to fall down a little bit, and Gosu, of course, maxing the Q, because he's Gosu, and he wants to harass as much as possible, meaning there is less heal coming out for Genja here, and Genja actually has to go back. Let's see what he's going to buy. Actually, it's a pretty good time to go back. It's around this time that you can probably start thinking about Dragon, and you want to have shop before Dragon. And he is going for Doran's and a health crystal. Meanwhile, in top lane, you can see Darian jumping on the Anguish, forcing another pool out of him, and Anguish is going to go home after this.
Yeah, Anguish is finally have to go back. He's run out of health pots, 41 CS to 28. So he's winning the CS against Jax, but Jax will pick up a bit of free farm now in that top lane. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Orianna just about keeping even with Zilean at the moment. They've both gone back to buy as well. You can see Philo Stones also come out on the Nunu, which I was about to say goes to Pepper, but it's Maluna. So I'm so used to seeing it. Yeah. So blue buff being given across to Alex Ich. I guess the blue buff for Orianna will come out shortly, but the jungler is not there at the moment. He's down in the top. Will Moscow 5 try and take advantage of this? I can see that. Again, Diamond Prox is making his way across, but I think he's just going to stick to his own jungle.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to stay there. And Vladimir building a very Korean style Vladimir here, in that he goes for the early defense out of the Doran's shields. I've seen that from out of a couple of Koreans before. That makes him very, very safe in lane. That's probably exactly what you need against the Jax. I don't know if that means that he can actually shove the lane or not. Of course, he gets a little bit of AP from the life in the Doran's shield, but it's not a lot. Cynic coming around to help with the blue buff. I'm not entirely sure why that was necessary. I guess Gosu was gone as well, so makes no difference either way. And Moscow 5, I'm not going to contest the enemy blue buff. That's a phrase I wouldn't have said 3 months ago.
He's going top. He's heading top. And Anguish is pushed a long way forward. And I don't think they're quite aware of it. Anguish doesn't seem to be moving his position. Now he's starting to head back. The calls come out. No, he hasn't. He's still turning back. He's going to try and bait it around it. He's going to go to the tri-bush. And he's just spotted. He's going straight across the wall, so they're going to push back. Actually, Zinnet came across because Alexic went down towards the blue buff. So I think it's just simply a case of make sure we don't lose this one. We can't get a steal early on. It would set Orianna back quite a way. Yeah,
absolutely. And that's something M5 are very good at. Top lane, once again, Darian progging the counter-strike. What he does that way is he just forces a pool out of Anguish, because Anguish, of course, doesn't want to get stunned up. And some really good exchanges here actually coming out of Darian. He may be starting to push that lane in his favor. Still about 10 CS behind, but he just wants to make sure he's scary enough that the rebirth from Zilean, or rather the the chrono shift, is actually going to be useful, because he's actually going to be a scary Jax.
Yeah, so I expect him to possibly, he looks like he's going Philo Stone early. Well, actually, yeah, he is going Philo Stone. Philo Stone, Phage. That's the word I'm after. Philo Stone. Well, he might be going Philo Stone. The amount of times we see GP10 coming out here, there is the Phage, though, as it predicted. So Oracle's also being picked up earlier there by Diamond Prox. Say early, it's 9:38, so it's not that early. We did see level 4 Oracles on Snoopy the other day, which was pretty astounding on Alistair.
Oh, Alex
get that strength. And yeah, Alex Ich is taken down very low by Extinct there. The bomb comes out, and now he's put the res on himself, so he's just a little bit careful. Doesn't want to actually die, but it just uses the res and manages to walk away.
Res and
chrono
flash.
shift, I should say.
Yeah, chrono shift and flash used out of Alex Ich. So very well played from Extinct there. And let me just predict Darian's items. Trinity Force into Guardian Angel. That's my prediction right now.
Oh, just straight Guardian Angel after that Trinity.
Oh, bot lane, we see Cynic taking a lot of damage there. The Ezreal ultimate came across both of them as well. Slapper was actually forced to Valkyrie back. And there's a couple of pings going down onto Melunum. Not quite sure.
Diamond solo.
Oh, yeah, he's actually soloing Dragon right now. Gosu and Genja are coming around. Darian is there as well, so that should be an easy early Dragon pickup. And once again, M5 are showing they have the better global objective control. Curse can't do what they did last game, but they just left the first 4 Dragons uncontested. Go to M5, because that gold advantage adds up over time, and at some point you're just so far behind that it doesn't really matter what you do.
Indeed, so at the moment, advantage Moscow 5 with that Dragon picked up. They know the timer, and they do manage to pick up a very nice, easy one. Still no kills going down, no first blood. And honestly, outside of Alex Ich, probably would say there's not really been anyone close to being killed yet. Maybe that top lane. Oh, where are you going, Maluna? with the Oracle, puts the blue ward down. Okay, so maybe trying to go in for a potential gank. That would be coming up in a couple of minutes' time. Diamond Prox is going to get the stun on Maluna, doesn't want anything to do with that. Couldn't even get the Ice Blast response there.
Yep,
just dashes away. I'm gone. You ain't going to hit me. Meanwhile, Alex is getting more bombs down on Extinct. Extinct's trying to get that ball back in his face, but looks like both junglers again heading to the north and trying to help anything out. And this is what Curse, they do well against CLG, which is why they're so confident they camp Wicked on that top lane. Well, they're trying to do the same to Jax right now, and it's not really working out for them.
Yep, Jax is being very defensive. The lane is at his tower more often than otherwise, but they may find each other right now. There is Extinct is coming around as well for a dive. Diamond Prox is around, and Alex is coming. The ultimate is down from Vladimir right now. Darien is going to jump out onto Extinct right now. The Substitute Zero is going to get cancelled immediately. Maluna has to flash across the wall. Is going to go down to Diamond Prox, and that's first blood there for Moscow 5, but Extinct is going to fall as well. Double kill for Diamond Prox, and that is not the kind of dive you want to see, Lee.
No, that was not the kind of dive, and it was telegraphed. It was so telegraphed. They knew it was coming, and they knew that Udyr was there as well, because they just saw him taking the ward out before they even moved into position. So it was a little bit of a reckless dive, and maybe a little sign of desperation there. And Slepper also in all sorts of trouble. Gosu Pepper chasing him out of lane.
I was just looking at bottom lane. What do I see? Of course, the M5 support chasing away the Curse AD carry, because that's what happens.
That's indeed what happens. He's a very aggressive little man, is Gosu Pepper. So little, that's a bit maybe an understatement, but lots of GP10s coming out here. You can see Cage's looking pick being picked up. Udyr, meanwhile, has gone for the Heart of Gold as well, along that Philo Stone he had a while ago. Mercury Tread's going to be coming out. Are they going to dive on towards Slep here? It's almost potential they could do. The minions getting slightly in the way, but a lot of it basic attacks from Slepper there, and he will just Valkyrie away. Trying to force it. Oh, wow, Chrono Shift comes out. Sorry, Chrono Shift.
Crescendo.
Crescendo is the word I'm after. Chrono Shift in my head onto Slepper there. And that just shows the aggression. And that's the synergy we talked about with Gosu Pepper and Genja. You know, the aggression from Gosu Pepper. Genja wasn't following it. He just wanted to be passive. I'm going to go back and farm. And Gosu Pepper's like, no, we got this one. We can get the kill. But by then, Genja had already backed off.
That's maybe one of the few weaknesses of the M5 bottom lane there, that they really don't have that synergy. They just don't want to do the same thing all the time. Goes there with a clutch flash out of a shockwave that might have killed him. Extinct came around at just the right moment. He's trying everything he can to make the game go in favor of his team. He is about 15 CS behind in mid lane there, but he's still doing a good job. And like you said, he was very close to killing Alex as well. Extinct must feel like he is carrying a lot of the weight of this game on his shoulders right now. Bottom lane is not going too badly for them, of course, but oh yeah, that's exactly what Extinct needs to do right now. He needs to be able to stay in this mid lane until Alex Ish starts falling off. They're not going to allow that. Diamond Prox gets caught by an Ice Blast there, puts the stun on Maluno, and walks back to Alex Ish.
They're all coming up.
Fine.
Slepper wanted a piece of this as well. Both the bottom lane had come up there. Now Genja's actually going to be in a fight there. Genja, meanwhile, will try and get a poke on towards Zinnik. The rest of Moscow 5 now coming around. He's going to continue to poke on Zinnik. Can he manage to finish this one off? Zinnik gets the heal down. They're going to push onto him instead. They're going to have to back away. They've got to be careful. They don't go in towards it, into the bush above. Nunu was there ready and waiting, as was Orianna. And they have had to back away from this one. Where's Jax? Jax is in the middle. Dragon is due 1636, so it's a little way off at the moment. So are they going to just shove that bottom lane? Jax can't leave Anguish alone up this top lane. He'll just get some free farm and push on. And look at this. You can see he's just going to ward up, make sure he doesn't get it, and the bombs continue on Extinct's head.
And Gosu is a Slepper in bot lane again. And I don't know how, but Gosu comes out ahead. It dodges rockets, dodges Qs, and gets all of his damage in. I really don't know how he does it.
He knows the range of those spells perfectly. Yeah. And you can see, look, 5 points into his Q, into the aggressive push.
And once again,
Gosu Pepper.
25 CS on Gosu Pepper.
Yes.
It's just not a normal meta support there.
Well, I think he just steals it when Genja goes. It's like, I'm here, you gone. You weren't in lane, it's all mine. It's only fair. Lane tax that the jungler gets. Alex is continuing to put the bombs down, gets the rewind, will get the bomb again.
And bot lane, he saw the ultimate, the crescendo going across Cynic, actually. Cynic going very low, and the ultimate from Ezreal is going to pick it up. And that was just Gosu waiting in the brush for the enemy support to show himself and instantly put that ultimate across her face. Gosu is the most aggressive man in this game right now, without a question.
That aggressive support going in the faces, creating the kills, and that's what gave Genja that 1 kill, that first kill of the game for him. 3-0 now, and 3k gold advantage to Fort Moscow 5, slowly but surely working their magic in this game yet again. Curse, I need to do something. They need a big team fight, something at a Dragon, something somewhere needs to work for them, because slowly but surely the screws are being turned by Moscow 5 and they are ebbing away from this game. Anguish is starting to come into his own though, you know, as Vladimir does when he gets into that level. That may be their saving grace.
Yep, if he can actually build himself up to where he needs to be. He is 40 CS ahead. He has definitely been winning that lane. And he's not shut down Jax completely, but Jax only has the, well, he has the Phage and the Seal right now. So yes, the Trinity Force is going to be his first item. If Anguish can actually make this work, but remember, he put a lot of money. He put about 800, 900 gold into purely defensive stats with the two Doran's shields there. So he's not going to have that super early death cap that Darien had last game. Diamond, meanwhile, is soloing Dragon again. Alexish is coming around. The top tower falls. Anguish pushing that one in. And Anguish and Extinct are the two men from Curse who have a real chance to potentially carry this, because I don't think that Slapper can do that much in this bot lane. He is a bit behind. And there is the Dragon pickup once again, so Dragon is going to
get pinned on top lane. Oh no, I was going to say Nunu was tracking him all the way. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, you can see Diamond Prox is ready and waiting in the wings, trying to go for something here. So it looks like they're going to try and steal blue away, Curse here. You can see Orianna and Maluna sat ready and waiting to see if anyone's going to go towards it. Jax doesn't really want a piece of this. Meanwhile, you can see now in the tri-bush at top, so it's a gank both sides from the junglers trying to create something. Looks like they're going to dive on towards this turret, though. I think it's going to be Diamond Prox is the most likely to shift for this one. Jax has wisely backed away. He knows something's up. He knows he's being too aggressive. There we go. They're going to be diving across the top. Zinek's been pinned. He's caught out on the tower. Zinek will drop down surely here. Best land scrim once again. Diamond Prox picks up his third kill of the game, a 3-0. Now they are going to push on towards this inner turret. This is a dangerous move. Curse want to take this turret. This is a very valuable turret to take for them, and this could be a really worthwhile kill. So instead they're going to trade turrets, but it's an inner for an outer. That is not a good trade.
Yeah, absolutely. The kill on Cynic was not that worthy, worth that much. God, there you go. Worth that much anyway, because Cynic was already at 1-0, so he was not worth full gold. Right now in the inner turret, as you say, a very valuable turret. They could even hang around, and I mean, if Gosu, Genja and Diamond stay in that bot lane much longer, they might want to go for the inner turret, but no, actually Cynic and Anguish have recalled right now. So now the question is, can Slapper stop his own inner turret from going down? There is Cynic, and it doesn't look like he actually can. Oh, they left it at just a few hit points. They're just 100 hit points. I was a little bit too early. Probably expected one more attack to come out of Genja, and now the chase is on. Valkyrie actually down onto Genja. Nice angle from Slapper, making sure Diamond can't just instantly love tap him with a little bear stand stun. Alex is coming, but so is Extinct. So now suddenly the chase turns around, and there is a flash ultimate onto Anguish, but Anguish is still gonna be fine. He flashes in himself with the Orianna ball onto him, so bringing the shockwave to the enemy. Diamond Prox going very, very low. He's going to be the first one to actually know he rebirths thanks to an ultimate there from Alexish. And now it's Extinct. That's a double. Extinct is going to fall down. And Alexish, the chase is on. He wants to put a couple of bombs onto Anguish. Not sure if he has enough to kill him, but that was well played from M5. They just lost the one guy and they got him back thanks to a timely chrono shift.
Very well worked. They knew what was happening, and as soon as the turn came, Curse knew. They were like, uh-oh, quick, they've all turned, run away.
Yep.
But they could not get away from that flash crescendo, and again, that is a blue buff stolen away as well. So while they were sat in position, they managed to push that bottom. Curse were looking like they certainly might turn the corner. Moscow 5 ram it down their throats yet again, and don't forget that top inner turret, the bottom inner turret is on the next to no health as well.
Yep.
But 6-0, how are they going to come around from this one? 5k behind nearly. And it is not looking good for Curse Gaming once a game here against Moscow 5 in the semi-finals. It seems to be the place they reach all the time. They did not want Moscow 5. They wanted CLG in this semi-final.
Yeah, I think so too. And the final CLG versus Curse could have gotten very interesting. Of course, we don't know how much better CLG got in Korea, so it could have been very one-sided as well. Vladimir does have his death cap right now, so that's something. But on the other hand, Ezreal just finished his Trinity Force, while Corki is still a good ways off from that. So another team fight like that, and Curse are going to look very, very bad. Darien coming in very aggressively. He wants to jump down onto Slapper. He has the counter-strike already. The counter-strike actually hits onto Slapper as well. A lot of damage going down. Darien M5 wasn't quite in position yet. Genja is there right now, and Gosu is, of course, looking for the ultimate. Maluna goes very, very low. It's going to fall to Darien, and that's an Oracle down. Well pointed out there. And mid turret is going to fall as well.
Yeah, mid turret does fall as well, and Oracle down. Zinek getting caught by a bomb there. And then bombs are really starting to wreck now doing a lot of damage. Gosu Pepper being still very aggressive, throwing that ward down to try and put them off on the basic attacks there, trying just bait away a little bit of damage from himself, and 7-0 now. And that aggressive Darien seems to be working out the ultimate backup from Alexic. So he was playing very safe, and there is that bottom turret finally being taken down, the inner turret. So now it is 3-2 in turrets. The gold advantage slowly but surely sliding Moscow 5's favor once again.
Yeah, the pickup on Sona now as well as Seeks Herald, which of course is great for both Ezreal, Udyr and for Jax. So that's 3 members of the team that really benefit from that. Great pickup there. Both Trinity Forces are ready, so it's now ready to move into Guardian Angel territory. That's what at least what I would hope to see. And Curse have a very tough game on their hands right now. 0-7 behind. I see Panky sitting in the audience, just 2 rows.
Sliding down the chair.
He's constantly going down. It's almost like he doesn't really want to see what is happening to his team right now. It's not looking too great, but you know, it's not a shame to go out to M5. They are still one of the strongest teams in the world.
Yeah, and it always gets me after these tournaments. You know, we see Moscow 5 again looking like they may well reach a final. Getting ahead of myself at the moment, but you know, it is looking strong for them.
Yep.
You know, and yet if they were to go and lose to CLG, people were saying, "Oh, they're past it. They're done for it." It's like, no, really, they're not.
Yes, exactly.
They are really one of the very strong teams in the world right now. And Europe is very lucky to have 2 incredibly strong teams. You know, if it wasn't for these 2, we'd be thinking Europe's got a great batch of teams, but these 2 teams have set themselves apart.
Yep.
SK Gaming later on have got a huge task. This is going to be another turret going down. They've got a huge task against CLG later on. They're going to come in. They're going to be very well prepared for that match. And SK Gaming are going to have to be on their top form to try and get close to them, because CLG were unstoppable yesterday. Today, Moscow 5 are looking unstoppable. And, well, at the moment, they've pulled out 2 tactics we're well aware of. We've seen them before. We've seen them online. Yep. They've worked online. They've also failed online. People have figured out how to stop these. And the question is, can Crs do anything to stop it right now? They know what they're up against. You know, they just need to turtle.
They have the wave clear. They do have Orianna and they do have Corki. Darien actually jumping in onto Anguish here, but Anguish troll pulls away at the right time. They do have the wave clear, but I don't know, do they have the nerves? I think that is the bigger question there. Zilean will fall off into late game. He only has the 1 spell that scales, really. It's going to scale really well, and it's, with Double Bomb, it's going to do a lot of damage, but if they position properly, that's a lot of damage to 1 person, and then for the longest time, he has nothing. M5 picking up another dragon. I don't know, have Crs even picked up a single dragon this game?
No.
Nope, they've not
even contested either.
3, I think.
They've not had the timing to contest it. Yep. Not even close. We've not seen a single dragon fight yet, which has been, which is a little strange in a way, I guess. But they've just not had that timing going out at all. So that is the 5th or 6th dragon of the 2 games, and the 2nd of this game. 29:44 is then the next due to spawn. Darien, Anguish, sorry. Just be careful he doesn't get caught up lane here. You can see they're closing in and around him, and he's just going to back away. And that's probably going to mean the turret going. Diamond Proc surely will manage to hit him before he gets out of this one. Yes, he will. Now the rest of the team are actually closing in around Jax as well, and Jax and Sona in the background. You can see Corki and Orianna coming in there. Anguish continues. It's like an episode of Benny Hill right here. Diamond Proc finally does get the stun down. Doesn't really have the damage though, but Alex Hitch, the ultimate goes down, and there's going to be 1 bomb. Does get the 2nd bomb. The pull will just about save him. There's the leap strike straight away from Darien. Now Orianna was thinking of coming in. It's just like, nope, too late. You are dead.
Yeah, Crs was chasing after the rest of the M5 team, trying to maybe get them caught out and get them involved in a fight before they could close up, but they didn't really have any ways of stopping them. They couldn't really get the ball in close to do a shockwave. Something we see very often with Orianna is champions that can jump in, that can bring the ball to the enemy. Don't really have one in this setup. We've only seen the ball on Vladimir to bring a shockwave in a good position, and Vladimir, of course, was not in a good position. Oh, Genja forcing a Valkyrie from Slapper across the wall there. Genja playing very confidently right now, and they are going in on this, actually, jumping past the turret. Darien going full Honey Badger there. He gets the speed buff from Zilean, and should be fine here, but they'll come back. Wow, that bomb next thing, did you see that? Ooh, that looked really painful.
It does, and then while this is all happening, Diamond Prox is just taking that top lane.
Yep.
He's like just
Easily
chilling.
enough.
You know, you guys can do what you're doing. You're feeling pretty safe. That just shows the confidence the Moscow 5 have right now. They are very confident to split push 3 lanes at once And there's not a great deal that Crs can do about this one at the moment. That top lane stack is continuing on. Zillion's going to go back and get blue. So it's very much descended. Now, Moscow 5 need to be careful they don't get a little too sloppy. I mean, they're being aggressive, very confident, but confidence can be a dangerous thing in this stage.
Yes, absolutely. If you do feel like you are too far ahead and you start diving turrets when you really shouldn't have, or when you start split pushing in a way that can get you caught out. We saw this from CLG, of course, against Moscow 5, where Moscow 5 used the Nocturne to catch out the split pushing Shen. Then you can throw away an advantage, but at this point, 10k ahead, 8 kills ahead. That is not just a strong numerical advantage, that is also the strongest kind of psychological advantage, because let's remember, people don't see the gold in game. They can make guesses based on, you know, kills and CS and so on, but they do very much see the kills. They're always up there in your upper right-hand corner, and you see that 8-0 and you know you're the 0 of that half. Doesn't make you feel great. It
doesn't make you feel great, and to know that they're sat across the stage from you as well doesn't feel great either. The Russian team, they 2-0'd them at DreamHack just, it's about 3 weeks ago now, I think, maybe more than that, 4 weeks possibly. And that was a 2-0, and again, it was a case of a very close first game, and the second game just fell away from him. It seems to be repeating itself once again. Jack's pushing that top lane in. You can see Darian, he's going to stomp down on that one. Corki's going to try and cut him off, but it doesn't matter. Ezreal and Zillion now starting to fold around there. Red buff is not up, but they are pretty much stealing away everything else in that jungle. So there's nothing at the moment that Crs can do other than just trying to turtle them out, trying to catch them out. There's not even an Oracle on Maluna anymore. He's lost that twice already, so he's not been able to replace it, and there is possibly the start of a Guardian Angels.
Yeah, of course. Slapper Valkyries away from the Counter-Strike. I'd like to point out that even though Gozu Pepper plays a super aggressive support, is he going to get caught out? No, he's fine. Even though Gozu Pepper plays super aggressive support, he still buys what the support is supposed to buy. He bought 8 wards last time he went home. Just in one go, bam, 8 wards, here you go. Not going to give up map control. Diamond Prox in the front line now, exactly where it needs to be. A good bomb onto Slapper there from Alex Ish as well. That is going to get him down to about half health and send him back to the fountain. He's going to have a little picnic to regain his strength as they set up to hopefully somehow defend this. Orianna, of course, wants to get a perfect shockwave in, but even that perfect shockwave, perfect Hemoplague, I don't know, Lee, if it's going to be enough right now against this M5 team. They haven't finished their Guardian Angels yet. But, oh, and actually, yeah, there is going to be a Hextech Gunblade on Jack's second.
Yeah, going full aggression. I mean, they're being kept occupied here while Jax takes down the top turret. Again, they're just keeping them busy, and Jax is just beating down that lane. And now Alex Ish actually gets a bomb onto Slipper, has to Valkyrie away. Double bomb goes down. There is the turret going down. And slowly but surely, the base is whittling away. 6-2 in turrets now. They're still yet to break that line. And you know, we've been in this situation where Moscow 5 can't break that line. This time, I think they're just going to launch Darian in there like an intercept missile.
The difference is also that they don't have an Anivia on the enemy team right now. They don't have a Frog in Anivia, but they also just don't have an Anivia. That wall was very important.
I didn't see that turret go down. We did not even see that turret go down. So Genja must have done it, and they're going to leap straight in towards this one. Angus doesn't quite manage to land the counter-strike, though, but they are going to push on towards the inhibitor. There's the Vladimir ultimate. Isn't quite enough. Orianna ultimate didn't really do enough either. Maluna's going to get jumped on. There's a great crescendo from Gozu Pepper. Pretty much caught the entire team out. Angus is trying his best to get away from this one. Will not have Sanguine Pool available. That final bomb from Zinnek might kill them both. That was almost a troll move from Zinnek, running the bomb into his team there. And there you go. The inhibitor goes down. Moscow 5. So very strong. They were split pushing their way to victory, and we even missed the turret go down.
But no one died from Team Crs. They are full health. M5 have to go home and heal. This situation screams Baron to me. Let's see if M5 keep anyone behind, maybe stop them from Baron.
Oh, no, they caught
Alex Ish is actually going to be slowed right now.
Genja's doing a lot of damage down the bottom there. He's just backed away. Now Alex Ish, like you say, he's going to get slowed out, but he's going to walk away from this one. Surely the Ice Blast is going to catch on him again. Hasn't got a turret. He uses the speed again and just walks away. Can he get one more Ice Blast? No, he's out of range. Beautifully done. Meanwhile, down the bottom, Genja was poking on them, and Diamond Prox his Reverie just being popped there by, I think it was Diamond that used it. Genja, meanwhile, is just going to look at that Arcane Shift away, no problem. And I think he's baited them enough that Slepper's going to get caught out. No, that's not what they needed. He's actually been back, bought, come back with a Hextech Gunblade, and now he's going to rip through Maluna. Extinct is surely going to drop now. The Counter-Strike's going to be back up in a second. Oh, he tried to use the Orianna ultimate, wasn't quite enough. Now they're just folding round the corners, and this is surely possibly the end for Crs Gaming here. Zinnek's not the target they want. It is going to be Angus they're going to leap for. Shows himself. Darian leaps in there. The Sanguine pull goes out, but it's not going to be enough. Ezreal ultimate dodge nicely there by Angush, but the counter-strike will finally go off. Zinnet goes down to Alexic just off camera as well while that's all happening, and now they're going for Baron.
And it's 12-0, there's going to be a Baron there, 12k gold ahead, and Crs just haven't not managed to get a single kill, and even with a setup like that, they didn't manage to have the team cohesion necessary to get a clean pick, or at least initiate a clean fight. Instead, like you said, Genja was harassing them from one side, Alexic just walked away from them, I guess, and then as soon as Darien showed himself, Darien came back, healed up from the base, he instantly turned around and fought again. Still no deaths on Team M5, picking up a Baron with no problem at all. The Russians have got to feel confident right now. Yes. And we talk about psychology a lot. It matters so much at offline events. This is the best possible last game that M5 could have before going potentially into a finals against Crs.eu, who are still the only ones to ever take a best of 3 of them in a offline event. They are going to be a little bit scared, but this is going to just bolster their confidence as much as possible.
It is, like you mentioned, such a big boost. And there is the first Guardian Angel of the game on Ezreal. So Genja is very much safe now. And he's just going to be going, like you can see the aggression he's already come out with. Jax also very strong, has completed that next to Gunblade. And he's going to be popping people. Oh, Corki's actually going to get dived on there. Slepper had to Valkyrie away, I think, there to try and avoid Darien. Darien has become a killing machine, 3-0-5, and he's just going to launch himself in any fight possible with the help of that Zillion speed boost. And, of course, the res, if he should need it, from the Chrono Shift. So very, very strong Moscow 5 work their way in towards the final turret standing. As not the final turret, actually, I'll tell a lie. There is the top one still there. But they are just poking them down. The rest of the team not quite there, though. Alex is now starting to come to join them. Has just got himself a void staff to go with that Athenes as well that he had earlier on. And Moscow 5 just working in. That's going to be the turret going down. Can they engage? It is still 4v5. Alex is not here, and I think maybe they're not quite counting the numbers. I think they realize, but it doesn't matter because it's a Baron at Moscow 5, and Darien is going to leap onto Extinct there. Extinct getting dropped. He's got dropped. The Ezreal ultimate actually finished him off. Maluna tries to pull the absolute zero. Crescendo goes across. That's going to be Maluna going down. Double kill now for Genja. Angus is going to get dropped. Triple kill. Can he get the Quadra on the fountain? He wants it. He can see him. He's going in there. Can I get it? No, I can't. And they're just going to have to turn around and take the inhibitor down. But wow, such a strong play from Moscow 5. 15-0, not dropping a single death in this final game.
That should about seed it. I don't think Slepper can hold it off even with Cynic supporting him. Diamond Prox, of course, showing the Slepper saying, if you come out, we are going to do the horrible things to you. And that is it indeed. Moscow 5 take the best of 3, 2-0 against Crs Gaming. Crs.eu, actually.
Yeah, so 2-0 and a confident Crs Gaming that just can't do it against Moscow 5 on events, and that's the curse of Crs. And you know what? We could be going to Gamescom next week. And next week, it's 2 weeks.
Week after. That's
2 weeks time,
for a second.
2 weeks time, it could be the same again. Because chances are they're going to be... So how many points they're going to pick up from this? They're going to get 3rd, 4th place now, so it's looking 75? Around about 175 points, something around there. Don't think they'll pass Fnatic, I'm not sure.
Which don't think they will, no.
Chances are they're either going to be... I think they're going to be a CLG's group or Moscow 5's group. No, they're going to be Moscow 5's group.
Well, we haven't exactly announced the structure of the Gamescom thing yet.
It's some sort of weird tournament structure.
It is a weird tournament. No, it's a good structure.
It's been snuck out. I've seen it on Reddit already.
Been, all right, it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, so it's definitely an interesting one. So, I mean... They don't want Moscow 5, let's put it that way.
Yes.
Whatever way they do it, they don't want Moscow 5. They want CLG. And they said to us, every time we've been in the first group, we've never had the choice of being able to come 1st or 2nd. We've just had to top our group and see how it goes for them. And it's just not gone well for them against Moscow 5. But to be fair to them, it doesn't go well for anyone apart from CLG against Moscow 5.
And that's going to be, I think, if CLG.eu take it against SK, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
That's not right, CSK off,
yeah, exactly. But if they do, that rematch in the finals could be really epic. That's exactly the word.
So we're hoping it's epic, but CLG, have turned up on this event and have just been unstoppable so far. They're so strong. And I'm not sure who can stop them. And, I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, we're going to get some interviews, hopefully.
Big round of applause for M5.
That was a great match.
And give a bit of applause for George from Riot. He's the new guy, so make him feel welcome. Привет. So we're going to talk to Alexic, the standard interviewee at Moscow 5, I guess. Jules, take it away.
Yeah, so Alex, in that second game, you picked Zilean. Not something we typically see in tournament play. Why go with the Zilean for that second game?
Dlaczego wybraliście Zileana na drugą mapę? Nie jest to typowy wybór.
It's like after we saw the epics, we knew that Zilean Jax will suit the best. It's one of our tactics that we often use if someone watching us. So it's not that thing that you see seldom. I mean, it's very often from us.
To jest, odpowiedź mi, to jest typowy nasz wybór, jeżeli widzimy Lisyna i Jaxa. My to robimy często.
So the second semifinal is going to be CLG versus SK. Who do you think is going to take that one and why?
Drugi półfinał będzie CLG SK. Jakie masz przewidywania na ten mecz? Kto wygra i dlaczego?
No, I think CLG got huge advantage because they trained in Korea, because they just machine at the moment. So I think they got a lot more chances, but who knows? Ocelot sometimes can rock as hell.
Tak więc CLG prawdopodobnie jest faworytem z uwagi na to, że są bardzo dobrze naoliwioną maszyną, trenowali w Korei, ale kto wie, Ocelot też potrafi troszeczkę czasem zarządzić.
Yeah, well, congratulations and good luck in the final.
Gratulacje.
Oh, and one last thing, sorry. Go ahead.
Moscow 5 want to congratulate Joe Miller with his birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Joe Miller. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Joe. We'll be seeing Joe shortly in the booth.
That was awesome. So, we're going to have a short trailer, and after that, we will proceed with the show.
Welcome to the League of Legends Champions Spotlight, featuring Evelyn.
He's such a hater.